we have such a great segment for you. You know how much we love beauty and skincare and being the best version of ourselves. So today on the show, I have the ladies from Revive Med Spa. I have Liz Quintana, social and digital content specialist and spokesperson for Revive Med Spa.
Thank you.
And I have registered nurse Faith Beyer here with me today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here and talk about Revive and this procedure.
I'm so excited to have you guys. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Morpheus 8, which is one of my favorite treatments out there. You guys have seen me get this done. But before we kind of dive into the Morpheus, I wanted to talk about the spa itself. Yes. So Liz, maybe you can give us some input on what people can expect at Revive.
Absolutely. Well, we're the #1 med spa here in San Diego, the premier spot. And so we have 3 locations. We are in Mission Valley, Carmel Valley, and Encinitas, with hopes to hopefully have some new stores opening up by the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. We specialize in all things aesthetics. We love the beauty realm. We love making people feel beautiful, how they in their own skin. So we are the #1 provider of Botox, Juvederm, CoolSculpting, all laser resurfacing in the nation. So that's pretty big.
Well, in 17 years, you guys have been around, which is amazing. Yep. That's a long time. And then I think it's exciting too that you guys have the new location in Encinitas, because now wherever you guys are in San Diego, you can come into a spa.
Absolutely. You can't miss us.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about the Morpheus. Everyone is talking about the Morpheus 8 right now. It's such a hot topic. So what is the Morpheus 8?
Yeah, so Morpheus 8 is basically, the name of it, Morpheus 8, stands for the depth of microneedles and the change in the skin that happens. So it goes up to 8 millimeters and it's a form of microneedling. So you've probably heard of, basic microneedling, and that's just kind of damaging the top layer of the skin. But with Morpheus 8, it's those little microneedles are also emitting radio frequency. So with that heat and that energy, we're also getting skin tightening and major collagen and elastin stimulation.
Okay, so that's why it's different than traditional microneedling.
The radio frequency is the difference, and that allows us, one, to go a lot deeper in the layers of the skin to use that heat energy in an alternative to laser, and then the needles themselves go deeper than traditional microneedling as well.
Wow, and how many needles are there?
There's a couple different settings and tip pieces that we'll use based on kind of our main concerns, but there's a 12 needle piece and a 24 needle piece, so it kind of depends on what layers of the body we're talking about. If we're doing face, neck, I treat a lot of scars on the body, so it's great for that too.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What areas can you treat?
So the cool part about it, because it has that wide range of 0.5 millimeter to 8, we can target a lot of different layers of tissue on areas of the body. So I've done face, neck, arms, legs, abdomen. People love it for skin tightening of the knees. Surgical scars I've had really great outcomes with. C-section scars are a common one as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the main benefits? Let's break down the benefits for the viewers.
Yeah, so it's a lot of times the skin tightening, that's what everyone wants. And we come in, and when people come in and they say, I want this effect, so they pull their face upward and lift upward. So we want to treat that concern at the root of the issue, which is, skin laxity resulting in we make less collagen over time. Mm-hmm. So instead of, we have a lot of options. We can do injectables after this procedure too, but it's always good to start with the root, which is we're losing collagen. So this is considered collagen induction therapy, which again is from the radio frequency. We're basically damaging the body so that it repairs itself, and through that it's getting new skin, which is tighter and brighter.
Wow, and so many celebrities are doing this right now.
It's very popular,
from Eva Longoria to Kim Kardashian to moi. We're all doing it. And so I think it's also because it's like you don't have to go under the knife, right? And that's a big thing. It's quick. There's no downtime really.
Right. Yeah. And I think so when people compare it to surgery, it's not comparative to surgery, it's an alternative to surgery, right? Yes. So you have the benefit of not going under anesthesia, not going under the risks of surgery. And in addition to that, there's also no risk of not looking like yourself afterwards. Because even with a really great surgery, it still might take a year to heal and to feel like yourself. And so with this, we're stimulating your body to regenerate on its own. So there's no risk of, am I going to feel like myself. You're just going to feel like the best, more fresh version of yourself.
So one thing I wanted to ask you is when I went in to get my treatment, it's so great because you can like customize things.
Exactly.
So I was kind of worried about my gels. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have gels. Can we do something in here? So you guys can actually do extra things, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so if someone's main concern, let's say, is jowls or submentum, which is, it's for some people a genetic concern where you have maybe more tissue here, and that's really hard even with diet and exercise to eliminate. So it has deeper settings and different settings called fixed mode for something that's fat melting.
Oh, wow.
So I would go deeper depths for that and use a different mode of the actual device to achieve something like fat melting in this area. And I wouldn't use that, say, in their mid cheeks because we don't want to lose volume in our face.
Right, we want to plump that up.
Right.
Well, and I was going to ask you guys, how many treatments would you need, would you say, or what do you recommend treatment-wise for this?
Yeah, so we do a treatment of 3 is the typical, and then maintenance is a great idea afterwards to upkeep your results. So about once a year is a good kind of goal after that. But people notice results from 1, they heal and they notice results. And then by that 3rd treatment, it's really a big dramatic difference that I've seen so far as overall regenerating the skin like that.
Oh, I noticed it right away. A week after I did mine, I came in and I was filming and my staff was like, your neck looks so good. So I could notice that right away.
Right.
It's the best feelings when people say something's different, right?
You look good. Something looks good.
Yeah.
Well, and I wanted to ask you, Liz, can you kind of walk the viewers through the process? Like what sort of happens if they want to get this treatment?
Absolutely. So you would come in for a complimentary consultation. We always require that, just to make sure that this is the right treatment. We need to know their areas of concern, and then we get you scheduled. And we would like to do that sweet spot of 3 treatments. That's always the best time to get like the best results from these actual treatments. So we'll get you set up. You'll work with your provider. You'll come in. You do numb for about 75 minutes because we want you to be numb. We want to make this as comfortable as possible for you because, like Faith mentioned, the microneedling does go in, so that's how you're going to get your results. Pain is beauty right now. It's actually not bad. We make it as comfortable as possible. We do also offer Pronox laughing gas. A lot of people like to use that. And
I took advantage of that.
Yes, exactly.
People do laugh too. It helps, and it helps ease the mind a little bit.
Yes.
And you do before and after pictures, which is
Always,
great too.
yes.
And I think we're going to run some of that of me kind of doing my before and after.
Yep.
But it doesn't hurt that bad. I mean, it's like, I was fine. Like my forehead didn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
I feel like it's maybe just like certain little areas, but it's not bad. And then the other thing I was going to ask you is like, you were saying you would see results within a few days, right? But it continues to last, right, through the year.
Yeah. So, because you'll see, there's a couple different things. You'll see your actual skin heal, and you'll see those little, fine marks heal, and that's great at the surface. But the actual collagen induction part, that's going to take a couple weeks for your body to kick that into gear and to help build that volume back. So that's why even you do your 3 series, even months later, you're still going to feel the benefits of stimulating your body like that.
Okay, that's great. And then we were talking about this earlier. Who's a good candidate, would you say? Can anybody use this laser, this treatment?
Yeah, so anyone, again, you can do it preventatively. You can start early in your 20s and 30s, and I think preventative treatments are gaining a lot of popularity. So you can start it early, and really, the younger you are, the quicker your body's going to heal itself. So there is that to take into mind with recovery time. We also have some good add-ons after the procedure, like exosomes or platelet-rich plasma, things that we can really add extra growth factors to help your body heal from this procedure.
Okay.
As far as age range, like I was saying, I've had a 25-year-old patient to a 75-year-old patient. So it's a safe treatment. It's wide-ranging. Even older patients, I don't have any adverse effects or any delayed downtime or anything like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then what is the post-procedure care? Like what sort of happens after?
Sure. I mean, I want to also mention sun. Stay out of the sun. The sun.
Get out of the sun.
Yes, or wear your sunscreen. We can't preach sunscreen enough with Revive. I mean, that's the fastest aging element out there. So I'll say sunscreen, but yeah, Faith, you want to let people know what to do before and after?
Yeah, and we have amazing medical grade lines of both sunscreen and some really good regenerative, post-procedure things that we can talk about. But afterwards, I explained to people we kind of want to almost treat it like an open wound, because for one, we want to avoid any infection risk, right? We don't want to introduce even like a dirty pillowcase. Your skin's just vulnerable after this procedure. So I always say clean pillowcases, hat, glasses, anything touching your face. We want it to be clean. And then Liz mentioned sun, so really being good about that, ideally for 2 weeks and ideally for always. But really with this procedure, it's just making your skin more vulnerable. With that being said, everything topically that you put on, you want to make sure it's, ideally medical grade, because your skin's absorbing it that much more. It's in a more porous state right after. So we have good topicals for that. And then we want to avoid exercise for 48 hours to be safe, because any sweatiness can, we don't want any gunk.
Well, and we're going to show some pictures too, but I only had like some red marks, which is interesting. So it's like, it kind of looks like little red marks that kind of come up. It almost looks like a bruise maybe. Yeah. And then within 2 days, they were gone. And I was able to wear makeup within 2 days and get back to work.
Yeah, it's really impressive downtime.
Yeah, I think that's the big seller about this treatment is that there's such minimal downtime for the results that you're going to get.
And you guys are so gracious. You're going to be offering a promo code. So you guys get an exclusive code so you guys can get in there and get a treatment. So obviously you do a consultation, so that would be great. But what's our promo code? What are we offering our viewers?
So for any of our new med spa clients, they're going to get $50 off their treatment. So just mention Pulse, and when you book your consultation, you'll get that $50 off. And you can come see us.
And should they book you online, or do you think they should call you directly? What's the best way for you guys?
Either works for us. So we have people ready to answer. You can call, text us, and online is easy for most of us. So,
I love that. And then real quick before I let you guys go, what do you want people to expect? What do you want them to experience when they come to Revive?
When you come to Revive, it's we want to make sure that you feel very welcome, and it's a very gorgeous aesthetic. And we want you to also feel your best when you leave and come out the door, and come back to see us. So we want you to be happy. We make sure that your treatment went well, and that we'll see you again, because you slowly become best friends with your providers, and you get excited to see them, and it's just a really nice me time moment to feel your best.
I love that. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely.
Now you guys are educated on Morpheus 8. Go out and do it. Use our promo code, and you'll be seeing more of me in there, and I will be showcasing treatments that I'm getting. So thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you. This was great.